buddy.
It's 3-0 versus 2-1. A good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback. Throwing on first down. Robbins. And Reed with it over the middle. A look at the numbers from a week ago for Reed. 3 catches, 55 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. From the gun, Robbins. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
To punt it away on 4th down, here's Drew Kaiser. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So here come the Ravens now, ready to get the football for the first time. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4". With about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
A very good move, but for a short gain out near the 32. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down.
Here we go. 1, 9.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. He can't get him down. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And the Chargers coming out on the field now. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first time. I'll try to do better here. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
So that one will be accepted.
Automatic first down.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Let's go. Grand 38.
Operating from the gun. Robbins. And some space here. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Grand 38.
From the gun, Robbins. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. The offense lining up 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Operating from the gun. Robbins. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. To throw on 2nd down. Robbins. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. He's fresh off that 3-touchdown performance last week that got him AFC Offensive Player of the Week, so you know that he was already on their radar. Now he's maybe even a bigger plane on their radar.
Bigger plane. I mean, he is the big dot on that screen that they're looking at and saying, how in the heck do we stop him? They're going to try a bunch of different things, different people covering him. But right now, he's locked in and is in sync with his quarterback. How about that run? Picks up a 1st down. Note the enthusiasm in my voice. Remember, last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I think he's trying to get another one in the fold.
And you talked, watching film, a lot about his form and just hitting the hole, running north and south, as we like to say. I think he's been doing that a lot recently.
Squaring those shoulders and getting downhill.
Fresh set of downs here. And he'll give it here to his running back. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
Off the play fake. Robbins. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. The punter Kaiser now out to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Richard finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and this is what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
First down, Richard. And a loose football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
To throw on 2nd down, Richard. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
One thing they definitely like about this youngster is his motor. He is full throttle on each and every snap. Loves to get after the quarterback, and that has to feel good to him right there. His first career sack.
Second down, sack by the defense. What type of pressure will they bring here on 3rd? We'll see. From the gun, Richard. And he's going to go down again. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Here's Sam Cook now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. .44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. It's taken to the 26, and he is going to be knocked flat on his back. Oh, big hit at the 33. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Well, the person carrying the ball is always the easy target when things aren't going so well. But I think it's a combination with the Chargers. They've got to get the offensive line going in order to improve those numbers from last year. They weren't very good running it, partner.
No, they were bottom of the AFC, second to last in the entire NFL. And before they can run another play, the clock hits triple zeros. And time is up on the first quarter. The Chargers are on top. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this. Back now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Chargers here with a football. But they face a second and long to start things out. Back to throw. Robbins. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
And they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
Now the Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third down.
Could be a blitzer.
Operating from the gun. Robbins got his man complete over the middle. That's Reed. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number one receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
First and 10. Robbins, wide open receiver complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give them 12 yards there. The Chargers have a first down. Throwing on first down. Robbins. And he's got some space here. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. First down. Robbins. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Off-play action. Robbins. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. He was superb a week ago. 3 sacks in that affair. Now 1 here in the second quarter.
Well, how about our conversations this week? With him, it was pretty simple. He said, I've got a few combinations I can try it out they haven't seen yet. And on the flip side, they thought they had a plan to block him. Might need to come up with something else because he looks like he's getting loose now.
Punch, counter punch. The Chargers will bring out the field goal unit now. This one from 48 yards away. And this one is right through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So as it turns out, that sack does not wind up costing him, at least in terms of getting points. They get 3.
Yeah, once you see your quarterback go down the backfield, you think, uh-oh. But fortunately for them, their kicker came to the rescue and made sure they got something out of that drive after all.
Following the field goal on is the punter, Drew Kaiser, to kick it off. This is taken near the 13. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And this is their 3rd drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a second drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Richard. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. The Chargers trot out their dime package, expecting a throw on 3rd down. From the gun, Richard firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
To throw on 2nd down. Richard over the middle, complete. That's Jennings. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. So the penalty by the offense, and now they face a 1st and 15. Now a handoff here to his running back. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. And a nice run to get him past the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 7. It's 2nd and 8 now.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Richard. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown.
As the offense went on the field to start their last drive, you know they discussed in the huddle, hey, if we put one in the end zone here, we put ourselves in a position to start making a comeback.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Well, there was no blitz. That was just a draw play that, to be frank, didn't fool anybody.
Did we hear the entire stadium screaming draw? Because it felt like everybody was all over that play, and the defense won that battle.
Off the play fake. Robbins. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Robbins. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 4, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Drew Kaiser now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now here come the Ravens. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
And he'll give it here to his running back. A very tough run, but for a short gain out near the 32. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Southern California after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Larry Ridley in Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. To throw on second down, Richard. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. First down now, but the clock continues to move. On 1st and 10, Richard. And an alley to run. And he slides to avoid the hit. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. First down now, but that clock rolling. Throwing on first down, Richard. And avoids the contact by sliding. 7 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. The Ravens moving quickly here as the clock runs. Looking to throw on second down. Richard throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a pickup of 11 at a Baltimore first down. On first down, Richard. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now before the second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. To throw on second down, Richard. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. From the gun, Richard. And it's 6 points for the Baltimore Ravens. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And that makes it 14-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout.
Here we go.
Looking to throw on second down. Robbins. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on it and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front.
Okay, Brandon, thanks, and welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get to the highlights. The Chargers really played well last week, but that hasn't always been the case today. The Ravens are doing a good job keeping them off balance, and that's led to a lead for them at the half. All right, let's roll the highlights. Midway through the first quarter, defense will win the battle and get the sack. This will go as a loss of 10. Continuing on the drive, coverage breaks down here. He caps off the 7-play drive with a score as they take a 7-0 lead. Now 2nd and 8. Richards got the completion from the gun. And he capped off the 8-play drive with a TD. Now trailing by just 3. Ravens line up at the 8. Richards got it on the run, and he'll go for the score. They're now on top by 4. That'll do it for us here at EA Sports Studios. Let's get back out to Brandon and Charles for the call of the second half. Brandon.
This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
And while that play was unsuccessful to start the second half, I'm not sure that you just totally abandon what you do running the football. Maybe you make some adjustments in your run game and do things a little bit differently, but that doesn't necessarily mean you just go to the pass and do nothing else.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Richard. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. So the offense has it 1st and 10. And they give this time to the tailback. And he's brought down. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will.
And that's a good sign right there as we start the 3rd quarter. Because in the first half, not much space to run the football. And as we go into the half, we often think to ourselves, all right, what's the adjustment? What do they have to do? You know what a lot of the adjustments are? No adjustments. You know the game plan, been working on it all week. Maybe a little tweak here or there, a little bit better blocking, and now you're establishing the running game.
They go play action here on 1st down.
Holding offense.
So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just working the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Richard got his man complete over the middle. That's Harmon. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a solid pickup of 11, and it's 2nd down. So what will they do? On the ground, through the air, let's see. 2nd and 9.
Let's go.
Looking to throw. Richard. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. The Ravens on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Richard. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Here we go.
On third down, Robbins. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Here's Drew Kaiser now as he's on to punt for L.A. This is taken at the 15. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent. Just the one touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader. Making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. They'll like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this third and fourth quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
To throw on second down, Richard. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Second down following the run. Looking to throw. Richard. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Ravens on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 16.
Let's go. Try 38.
Operating from the gun, Richard. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up 4th. Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. This is fielded at the 27. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Back to the air on 2nd down. Robbins. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Give him 12 yards there, and the Chargers have a 1st down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
That was a good, strong run there. While it won't pick up a 1st down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
Play action. Robbins nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
The Chargers on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Here we go. 38.
From the gun, Robbins. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger 1st. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Let's go. 38.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Crashing in from the end there, not to disrupt the pass game, but to disrupt the run game.
Yeah, I love the distinction, too, because the good defensive ends, they can do it all. Set the edge in the run game, make sure that no one can move it that way, and, of course, rush the passer. On that play, use his speed to get there in the run game.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at the StubHub Center in Carson. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Back to throw. Robbins firing quickly here, and that's complete. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Here we go.
Now they try the right side here. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Same result as last play, 14 yards and another first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Let's go. Grand 38. Grand 38.
Looking to throw. Robbins. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. The punter Kaiser now out to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down.
Let's go. Grand 38.
Throwing again. Richard. Throw left side complete. It's Jennings. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Let's go.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Richard looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jennings. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Come on, let's go. 1, 9,
Off the play fake. Richard. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So the incomplete pass brings up second down.
let's go. 1, 9.
To throw again. Richard. This is Jennings. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this. And now a first down following that long gain.
Let's go. Flick round. Flick round.
Now they'll run it on the toss. The great move couldn't free him. Taken down at the 10. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
Looking to throw on second down. Richard, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The Ravens on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 7.
Let's go.
From the gun, Richard. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And his kick is right there. It's good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And these numbers showing up on the screen, that's why he's their star. They kept him down for a little bit, couldn't keep him down for a full 4 quarters.
But what they were hoping for was a half of a game. And if they could have shut it down at the half, they had done their job. But as you mentioned, a full 4 quarters, and the best, they always feel like they're one run away from changing the momentum or breaking something big, and we're starting to see that here in the second half.
Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
They had 2 tight ends in the formation on that one. It looked to me like he had his pick of receivers downfield.
I think he was just planning on going over the middle. That's what he did.
Picked up first down, too.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, Robbins. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Robbins out to the left here to Reed. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. The Chargers on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Let's go!
Back to throw. Robbins. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
It's been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's Drew Kaiser now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to take this one down to about the 46-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. They were in the 4-3. Mike linebacker made a great tackle.
And when that happens, generally it means that the guys up front, the 4 down defensive linemen, have absorbed all the blockers and allowed him to run free to the football. He ends up with a textbook tackle.
Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Here we go!
Throwing on first down. Richard is going to flip one out here to his running back. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now a handoff here to his running back. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Hitting the home stretch here in a great game, a tie game. Let's see if the defense can get the stop they need to get the ball back.
Let's go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And, boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup. And guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down, but they are in field goal range already. And to give this time to the tailback. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
For Kidder here, it's complete. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Let's go.
Looking to throw. Richard. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This will be 3rd and a mile.
Let's go.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And this one is right down the middle. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know that field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock, so tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases...
And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 9, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Now the Chargers hustling, trying to get up and get set. back to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. So now it's 4th down and short, and whatever they do, run or pass it, they've got to pick up the first here.
Yeah, and you mentioned running it. That is still an option. But as you've also said, they've got to do it quickly and get back to the line of scrimmage.
Shreds the tackle. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
And the Ravens taking the field. Only one timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down. I
agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation. They just have one timeout left, and that should be all she wrote.
By the way, it's a good thing you can read that because nobody else can.
Not with my chicken scratch, not at all.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Well, partner, even though my phone alarm failed me this morning and I missed our AM workout, we still made it through this thing together, didn't we?
Well, you always know I need extra workouts just to keep up with you.
On.
So it doesn't matter. But thanks for sharing a booth, and thanks for being our quarterback.
Yeah, you're the quarterback. Always a pleasure, my friend. So for Baltimore, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Southern California, so long, everybody.